So if you're getting upset about these little things in life that don't matter, little irritations, that's what you're sending out constantly. And that's what you'll be getting back constantly. The Thinking Yourself into Exponential Results series on the podcast comes to you every Saturday morning and takes what we discuss in the Morning Mindset Club, compiles it into one easy to access recording, and gives you some killer bonus content at the end that's not to be missed and only available here. So let's dive right in. Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez and let's get started. So next up, we are going to be talking about prayer and how that relates to the subconscious mind. Hill says, if you are an observing person, you must have noticed that most people resort to prayer only after everything else has failed, or else they pray by a ritual of meaningless words. And because it is a fact that most people who pray do so only after everything else has failed, they go to prayer with their minds filled with fear and doubt, which are the emotions the subconscious mind acts upon and passes on to infinite intelligence. Likewise, that is the emotion with which infinite intelligence receives and acts upon. Okay, so some good things to remember here. One, he is not dismissing prayer. He's not saying that prayer is useless or meaningless, even though he does say if you are saying words without any meaning behind it, just habitually, when you're repeating something habitually, but you're not giving it the emotion that those words hold, that doesn't work very well. If you are someone who prays based on repeating a ritual of words, remember to add the emotion behind it. It is the emotion behind the words, that the words contain, the meaning of the words that create a feeling in yourself. That is what gets communicated to infinite intelligence, God, spirit, source, the universe, all the energy that is. That is the key communication delivery vehicle, if you will. The way the communication is transmitted is through this emotion. It is that causes the energy to be magnetized. So you want to pray with the emotion of what you desire, not what you don't want. So most people, he says, come to prayer only after everything else has failed, only after the world has come crashing down upon them. And instead, what if you prayed every day for with the energy of what you wanted, happy, grateful, supporting yourself and others, really, truly coming to your conversation with the divine and saying, I love that this has happened already. This that you desire, that has not necessarily happened in this 3D world. Can you become grateful for it? Can you become happy for it? Can you move into a positive, energetic space as you pray? I am so happy and grateful now that X, Y, and Z has happened. Thank you so much for supporting me in achieving this. Thank you so much in helping me move through this. Being grateful and in that positive frame of mind. And being in a frame of mind of trust and faith is also important here. So sometimes when the world is coming crashing down upon us and we feel like we just need some sort of help from God, spirit, source, the divine, we come kind of desperate. If you can transmute that desperation into desire and speak to God, spirit, source, whomever you pray to, with an energy of faith and trust, I don't know how this is going to work out. I am struggling. You can admit your struggle. And I love you and help me, please. Not you have abandoned me, help me, please. But I know that you are here for me, help me, please, right? If you come with whatever version of a positive slant on the situation that you can gather in that moment of struggle, if you can transmute the struggle into some sort of faith, trust, gratitude, appreciation, hope is a good starter emotion. I hope that this will work out. That's better than nothing, okay? If you can do that, you are going to be in a much better place. So pray for what you want. Don't pray with tears of what you don't want. Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez and let's get started. Hill says there are no toll gates between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. The communication costs nothing except patience, faith, persistence, understanding, and a sincere desire to communicate. So this is really great, right? It's free. You just have to show up. There's no cost involved. There's nothing that you have to pay for. There's no money exchange here. You don't have to buy anything. But you do have to pursue this communication patiently. You have to be determined, just like any other goal that you desire. If you desire to link your finite mind, meaning its limited mind, to the infinite mind that has access to everything, that's going to need to be a sincere desire. And like any goal that you're going after, it needs to be pursued with patience and determination. Now, patience doesn't mean it can happen in 10 years. Patience just means you do what you need to do, all you can do now, with the expectation that it's going to happen quickly and you are fine at the pace that it happens. You don't make yourself wrong. You don't get into frustration over it not happening faster. It will happen faster the more patient that you are. And you must have faith. Faith is a huge component in this. Now, this sounds odd. How can you use faith, this unseen thing? All of these things are unseen. Patience, faith, persistence, or I use the word determination, understanding, and desire. All of these things are unseen qualities, but we know what they are. You know when you have faith. So do you have faith that you can connect to the infinite intelligence, to the infinite mind? That's where I would like to lead you to today, to question that. Do you have faith? Belief is the beginning of faith. It's very close. Do you believe that you could have a connection to the infinite mind? Do you have faith that you do have connection to the infinite mind? Where are you at in that scale? And can you grow your faith? So you grow your faith through practice. You practice having faith. You say you have faith. You take a leap of faith. It's a little circuitous. To have faith, you have to take a leap of faith. I get that that's circuitous, and yet that's the way to do it. Good morning, and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez, and let's get started. So I'm going to read you quite a bit from Hill today, and I think it's a great analogy, which is why I am reading it to you. He says, the method by which you may communicate with infinite intelligence is very similar to that through which the vibration of sound is communicated by radio. If you understand the working principle of radio, you, of course, know that sound cannot be communicated through the ether until it has been, quote, stepped up or changed into a rate of vibration which the human ear cannot detect. The radio sending station picks up the sound of the human voice and, quote, scrambles or modifies it by stepping up the vibrations millions of times. Only in this way can the vibration of sound be communicated through the ether. After this transformation has taken place, the ether, quote, picks up the energy, which originally was in the form of vibrations of sound, carries that energy to the radio receiving stations, and these receiving sets, quote, step up that energy back down to its original rate of vibration, so it is recognized as sound. So the key thing to recognize here, to pick up here, is that the vibration or the frequency is being changed. It is still whole, but the frequency or vibration is being changed. And it's, in this case, it's being changed by a mechanical instrument, but we, as you've heard already in this program, can step up our own emotions, our own thoughts. And when we do that, we communicate, we send them out through the ether ourselves without any mechanical device. And we're doing this all the time, as a matter of fact. But the higher the vibration, the more it gets stepped up and communicated faster to that other level, that matching receiving set. Okay. He goes on to say, the subconscious mind is the intermediary, which translates one's prayers into terms which infinite intelligence can recognize, presents the message, and brings back an answer in the form of a definite plan or idea for procuring the object of the prayer. So he's saying here that our subconscious mind is like those radio sets. Okay? It translates our thoughts, our prayers into terms which infinite intelligence can recognize. Okay? Can recognize, presents the message, and then brings back, it's the receiving station as well, brings back the answer in the form of definite plans or ideas. So this is the analogy. We get emotionally involved with an idea in our heart, which the Greeks called our subconscious mind, our heart. Okay? We have to be emotionally involved with the idea. Then it's communicated out in the world to infinite intelligence. Then we bring it back in through our heart. We feel it. We feel it. And that's how we get the answers. Okay. So for today, what are you feeling in your heart? And what are you sending out into the world through that feeling? A quick heads up. If you're loving this material, you can access the full Success and Wealth Consciousness program we have to help you achieve your big financial goals and life dreams for free at theunstoppablewoman.com/mindset club. You will have access to daily trainings and mindset practices to help you stay focused, clear, and in action. So go get it at theunstoppablewoman.com/mindset club. Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez and let's get started. We are now entering chapter 13 in Napoleon Hill's great book, Think and Grow Rich. And chapter 13 is the brain, a broadcasting and receiving station for thought, the 12th step towards riches. So this is a fascinating chapter and I'm super excited to dive into it with you. So we're going to break it down step by step. Here we go. Hill says, through the medium of ether, in a fashion similar to that employed by the radio broadcasting principle, every human brain is capable of picking up vibrations of thought which are being released by other brains. So other brains, he's using the word brain and the word mind interchangeably. These days we think of the brain as the physical cells, the physical human goo, the meat, if you will, of our body, and the mind as this intangible thing that works throughout our whole body, that is activated by thought. It is thinking, it is movement. Okay, so so don't get confused here, and we'll work with both of those words interchangeably in this case. And let's keep going here. So the human brain is capable of picking up vibrations of thought which are being released by other brains. So what are these other brains? This is infinite intelligence, the infinite mind. This is the mind of another person, another human being. This is another person's subconscious mind, subconscious thoughts you can pick up on. And you might talk to animal communicators and you'd be astounded by what they can pick up from animals as well. So, there's lots that we can communicate with. Here he's talking about the minds of other human beings, and I would actually hazard that we can communicate to all of nature and all of life. I'm sure some of you have had that experience of, talking to the mountain or talking to the ocean or having a conversation with an aspect of nature and receiving back some beautiful answers. If that is a little too woo-woo for you, please, send me an email and I'll tell you my personal stories on that. We can have a whole conversation about it. Okay, so Hill goes on to say, in connection with the statement in the preceding paragraph, compare and consider the description of the creative imagination as outlined in the chapter on imagination. So if you're just joining us at this section, you will want to go back. You will want to go and join the Morning Mindset Club. It's currently a free program, and you will get a whole library of teachings from this book, and you're going to want to go back and listen to the teachings on the chapter on imagination. So he says the creative imagination is the receiving set of the brain, which receives thoughts released by the brains of others. It is the agency of communication between one's conscious or reasoning mind and the four sources from which one may receive thought stimuli. So he's saying here that the creative imagination, your faculty of imagination, that thing that allows you to put together new ideas. It's like a workshop where you think through, could it happen like this? Could it be like this? What about this? You get creative in your imagination. You start building things in your imagination. That is the receiving set of thoughts from outside of us. Now, why would this be helpful? Well, this would be helpful because it expands your capacity. You are no longer limited to your own finite mind, your own singular mind, but you have access to infinite intelligence, all the thinking that's out there, all the knowledge that's out there, including the knowledge of all the people that exist right now. And he says here that it is the agency of communication between one's conscious mind, so your reasoning mind, the mind that can put together organized plans, who can accept and reject, that can diligently direct you, and the four sources from which one may receive thought stimuli. So what are those four sources? The three of them are outside of yourself. One is inside of yourself. So infinite intelligence, one could argue that infinite intelligence is inside of you as well. I would probably make that argument. So I stand corrected. Two are inside of yourself and two are outside of yourself. So infinite intelligence is both inside and outside of yourself. Let's say it that way. Okay. So you can receive, when you are using your creative imagination, you are a receiving set. You are magnetizing ideas and thoughts from infinite intelligence. In addition, there are three other sources. You are magnetizing ideas and thoughts, calling on your own wealth of information from your subconscious mind where you've stored everything. When you go into creative imagination, you are accessing that. You are tapping into your past knowledge, even knowledge that you don't have a conscious awareness of. Now, you also tap in through creative imagination to the minds of other people and to the subconscious minds of other people. So those are the four sources: infinite intelligence, your subconscious mind, another person's mind, meaning their conscious mind, and another person's subconscious mind. And you do that through the use of your creative imagination. You can activate your receiving set, if you will, for all ideas. And now, why would we want great ideas? All ideas? Well, we would want ideas to solve our problems, to become more, to actualize what we want, to achieve our goals. So this is super important, guys. How are you going to use your creative imagination today? Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez and let's get started. So we are in chapter 13 on the brain, a broadcasting and receiving station for thought. Hill goes on to say in this chapter, thought is energy traveling at an exceedingly high rate of vibration. Thought, which has been modified or, quote, stepped up by any of the major emotions, vibrates at a much higher rate than ordinary thought. And it is this type of thought which passes from one brain to another through the broadcasting machinery of the human brain. Okay, so what is ordinary thought and what is thought of a higher vibration? Well, ordinary thought is that just constant thought that's going through your head. What do I have to do today? Oh, I'm going to have toast for breakfast. What kind of toast is it? Oh, maybe I should pour myself a glass of orange juice. That is ordinary thought. Or the car in front of me is going so slow. Do I turn left here? Wow, it's a pretty day. The sky is kind of blue. Oh, there's a bird. That is ordinary thought. This is the constant sort of chatter that's in your head, if you will. And it's probably how you approach, social media and various things. Okay, so much of what you do in life is this ordinary thought. And I would put, even some conversations in that ordinary thought category. They're not full of emotion. So what is the next level? The next level is thought that has emotion behind it and it's been stepped up. Okay, it is thought that is energized, if you will, with that emotion. It has a higher vibration rate. And this is the kind of thought that is activated, is sent out into the world. That ordinary thought, oh, I want an orange juice. Now, you could probably tap into ordinary thoughts of others and connect at that level if you really wanted to. But what's the point of that? That's not very useful information, useful thought. It's not even thought that around like, oh, I wonder what someone's feeling. That's not like whether they want Chinese food or Indian food for dinner. That is a party trick. That is not something that is particularly energized or particularly useful. Now, if choosing Chinese food or Indian food for dinner, there was some great thing that was on the line, if you guessed right, maybe that would have some more energy behind it or power behind it. But I think you understand what I'm saying. This kind of thought that has emotion behind it is much more powerful, and it's usually stuff that is more important. Now, you got to think here, guys. Are you getting upset about things that aren't important? Because you're sending that out into the universe. And because highly activated or high vibration thought can be energized by both positive or negative emotions. So if you're getting upset about these little things in life that don't matter, little irritations, that's what you're sending out constantly. And that's what you'll be getting back constantly. But that is not very useful. Let that go. Law of sacrifice. Drop that like a hot potato. Use your emotions to your benefit because they will activate your thoughts, and those thoughts will be sent out to other people, and other people will pick up on it even if they don't understand intellectually what is happening. And then there are results that happen as a result of that. So be aware of what are you energizing? What thoughts are you energizing? And let go of the ones that are really not that important. Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez and let's get started. So we are in chapter 13 of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This chapter is on the brain, a broadcasting and receiving station for thought, the 12th step towards riches. So in this next section, Hill talks about this broadcasting principle in more detail. He says, you will see that the broadcasting principle is the factor through which you mix feeling or emotion with your thoughts and pass them on to your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the sending station of the brain through which vibrations of thought are broadcast. The creative imagination is the receiving set through which the vibrations of thought are picked up from the ether. Okay, so let's break this down. So there is, within a broadcasting system, if you will, there's a sending and receiving aspect to it. Hill is saying here that our subconscious mind is the sending station. And this is 100% true. Our subconscious is constantly sending out to the world energy based on the beliefs that we hold in our heart. The concepts that we hold in our subconscious mind are these beliefs that have been emotionalized. And that is constantly being sent out into the world energetically. And it comes out in the form of conscious words that you say, or I should say articulated words that you say, your behaviors, what you pay attention to, what you don't pay attention to. It's the energy that you walk through this world with. It is what opportunities you see or don't see. These beliefs change the lens through which you work through this world, walk through this world, the lens through which you see this world, experience this world, feel this world. And it is this subconscious belief that is constantly in momentum going out. It will be matched and you will receive back. We'll get to that in a moment. But the law of subconscious momentum says that a thought or a belief held in the subconscious will continue to be sent out into the world with momentum until it is changed. And it will return back to you in kind until it is changed. So this is why so many people have a hard time changing their lives, changing the outcomes in their lives, because they are holding a subconscious belief, and that is being communicated through everything they do, who they're being, the decisions they're making, all of that, the energy, and it's being communicated out into this world. It's being broadcast, sent out into this world. And the law of vibration says that you will meet that. Things of life like vibration will be met, and you will have that returned back to you in the form of results. You will get results based on what your beliefs are and how that is changing what you think, you say, you do, you act, all of that. And so you have to be clear about what is happening in your subconscious. Now, that's somewhat challenging given that it is subconscious. You need to bring some conscious awareness to your subconscious, and you need to learn how to program your subconscious so that you are in charge of what it is sending out to this world. So, subconscious, it is the sending station. Now, the receiving set, that is creative imagination. And most of you probably have had this experience, though you may not have articulated it. When you are daydreaming or you are imagining a solution that you want, how am I going to handle this? What do I want here? What would happen if we do this? And you start playing in that workshop of your mind, the creative imagination, you start receiving ideas if you're open to them. So when you start playing with your imagination, you start receiving ideas. Where do these ideas come from? We've already talked about that. So we're not going to go into that today again, but you receive those ideas from other sources. And, I can't help but talk about it. You receive other ideas from infinite intelligence, the one mind, other people's conscious thoughts and conscious mind, their subconscious thoughts that they're sending out, and your subconscious as well. So keep that in mind. This is where we get ideas from. And if you are in the vibration to receive it, you will receive it. How do we step up into that vibration? Well, a few paragraphs before this, I did not read it out loud. Hill talks about the emotion of sex standing at the head of the list of human emotions as far as intensity and driving force are concerned. And it is what stimulates you to vibrate at a much higher rate. And there's a whole chapter on this that we've already gone through about the other aspects, other things, other stimuli, mind stimuli that cause you to vibrate at a higher rate as well. So this is what you need to do in order to start thinking about yourself as a broadcasting station, someone who sends ideas out that get matched, and someone who receives ideas based on their desires, what they are imagining. So think about that. What are you sending out today? What are you imagining and receiving today? Good morning and welcome to another great day with the Morning Mindset Club. I'm Amira Alvarez. Let's get started. So Hill says, the operation of your mental broadcasting station is a comparatively simple procedure. You have but 3 principles to bear in mind and to apply when you wish to use your broadcasting station: the subconscious mind, creative imagination, and autosuggestion. The stimuli through which you put these 3 principles into action have been described already. The procedure begins with desire. Now, many of you who've been following me for a while know that I speak all the time about how desire is causative. Desire is what is the engine that draws you forward, that gets you in momentum, that starts the process. You must claim your desires. If you are confused about what you want, there is something stopping you from owning your desires, and you must clean that up. If you are confused about what you want, there is a subconscious block. You have a blind spot. You have a double bind. You have some sort of loyalty pact that is saying, I can't want what I want because that would require someone else to be hurt. Someone else would have to lose, when in fact that's probably not the case, but you've made that equation meaningful in your mind and you believe it. And it's keeping you at loggerheads with yourself, not able to choose your desires, really claim them, because you are committed to this subconscious equation that says, if I win, someone else loses. There's various nuances to that. Everyone has a different version of it, but it might look like, I have to pay attention to everyone when they need me. Is that true? And, maybe that came up because you were yelled at if you didn't pay attention to your parents when they needed you growing up. And you chose to believe at the time, which was probably a healthy decision, that it was much better to pay attention to them than not, because and follow what you desired, because They were where your survival came from. They were where you knew you were going to be safe and supported and be able to continue to live. Just very instinctual behavior patterns as kids. We know that we have to get along with our parents in order to continue to have a roof over our head and food and all of that sort of stuff. Not to mention the love flowing to and from us. So with that in mind, you build up this loyalty pact that says, I have to pay attention 100% to other people. Otherwise, I lose love. And if I lose love, I lose my ability to survive. Now you're an adult and you want to run a business. And instead of focusing on the thing that's right in front of you, that's the big needle moving work that you have to do to get through this next phase of the business and to take it to the next level, you find yourself listening to everyone via email, to all, to even, I was going to say team, if they need you at a moment's notice, that you're jumping through hoops, or maybe it's your family, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's even your clients, right? There's this whole, you can really succumb to jumping through hoops for other people and not doing your work at all, or last, or not enough. And this is not to say that you don't do things for other people. We live in a service-based society. This is about being of service. But if you don't do your work in this world, you cannot be of service to others fundamentally and ultimately. So keep that in mind. All of this is driven by desire, and you must learn how to claim your desires. And if you have a block about something, if you have a block about your desires, you need to sort that out. This is one of the big things that I do with my clients, is figure out what their subconscious blind spots are, what their stories are that keep them stuck and limited, playing out the same patterns over and over and over again. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about how you want your subconscious mind to work for you, not against you. For the bonus content of this episode, I want to go back to the concept of prayer and give you a super simple yet powerful way to use this concept of praying for what you want, not what you don't want, and relate it to your business. Okay, first, prayer in this case can be your religious work. You can think of it in a spiritual way, or you can think of it in a non-religious way, but just how you speak to all the energy that is infinite intelligence, the one mind, source, spirit, the universe. This is a method of communication, and you've got to remember that. You are constantly communicating with all that exists in this world, whether you are aware of it or not. What if you brought your conscious awareness to it? How powerful would that be? Everything that you've been doing up until now has been a communication. And your results, i.e., the experiences that you're having in your life, are a direct result to what you've been communicating, what you've been putting out in this world. It doesn't matter whether you've been conscious of it or unconscious of it. If you've spoken it out loud or just inside your mind, if it's been a conscious thought or just a feeling, it is what is being communicated to the world, and you are getting met with that. This is the law of vibration at work. So how do you shift your results? Say in your business, you're not making the kind of money that you want, or let's say that things are not happening as you want them. Maybe a client got angry at you, or a team member quit, or there's a cash flow issue. You're not able to make payroll. There's something that's happening. Someone lets you down. Someone makes a mistake. There's a big goof in your business, and maybe it's quite serious. What are you going to do with that? That can either cause you to go into a downward spiral. It can cause you to go into a vibration that continues to put you down that path. Or you can use the law of praise, which is a kind of prayer on the daily, a very mundane, everyday kind of prayer, which is just praising within this situation that you're in what is good and seeing everything that is good right now in this situation. Now, there will be a part of you that's like, no, this isn't good that she just quit. This isn't good that I can't make payroll. This isn't good that someone dropped the ball and the client's disappointed. No, it's true. This isn't that. It isn't from that perspective. But you have to find the good. This is training your mind to have a different perspective. Well, maybe quitting was the best thing that could have ever happened to the company. Maybe this is allowing you to reorganize the company. Maybe this is allowing you to streamline what you're working on. Maybe this is allowing you to hire better people. Maybe this is allowing you to save money. Maybe you can't make payroll. That's never happened to me, but I know that's happened to a lot of people. And that's a challenging situation to be in. But what might this be calling forth in you? What could you praise? Wow, I am seeing that I have to pay more attention to sales. I need to learn how to do higher level sales. I need to hire a salesperson. I need to hire a better bookkeeper. I need to put someone in charge of this. I need to have better systems and processes. Wow, this is helping me see all this. And you praise that. Or you praise the fact that your employees are understandable, or that you have personal funds to pay for payroll, whatever that is. You look for the good in the situation. And you can do this all day, every day, with small or large matters. And what it does is it puts you into an attitude of gratitude. It puts you into a place where you are feeling good, and then you see different opportunities. Your awareness increases. You're not simply focused on the problem. Now, this is not to say be Pollyanna about this and just like be an ostrich with your head in the sand and don't solve the problem. No, this is not magical thinking, guys. Okay? This is not in lieu of constructive problem solving. You have a problem in front of you. You have to take some action around that. But if you put yourself into a higher level of awareness by changing your vibration through praising what's working, which is a type of prayer, you will see the solution. You will see the answer. You will see new opportunities and new ways of solving what's in front of you. And in fact, when you get good at this, that happens so incredibly quickly that it's actually a bit of a pinch me moment, that something that would have thrown you for weeks on end, you solve in 10 minutes. And you're like, wow, that's pretty magical. So that's the little carrot that I hold out for you and what I would encourage you to practice today and every day. Okay, with that, I'm Amira Alvarez. Rock it out, be unstoppable, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us and for being part of the Unstoppable Woman movement. This special series is a part of our Morning Mindset Club and comes to you here on the podcast every Saturday morning. If you'd like to join the Morning Mindset Club at no charge, you won't have to wait a whole week and can listen to this series in short daily snippets every morning. Plus, you'll get a quick implementation practice and mastery check-in to go along with it. You can find the Morning Mindset Club info in the show notes below, or just head over to theunstoppablewoman.com/mindset club. And as always, please share this podcast with 2 or 3 women who are ready for exponential growth and exponential wealth. And if you're game, we always appreciate a review on iTunes. That really helps us reach and elevate more women. Thanks so much, and be unstoppable.